DJ.
Hey, it's Jasmine. I'm here, Dallas Entertainment Journal, and I'm speaking with the producer of the Carter High movie that we're working on today. So the story of the film basically goes about with these high school students who were very promising and then lost everything because of a life of crime. What do you think would make these students get into that without giving too much about the film?
Yeah, you know, like, in all honesty, if you research where these boys were from, they weren't in need of money. Their parents were real estate investors, developers, dentists, doctors, lawyers. So their parents had money. You know, they were okay financially. But football gave them a certain high, right? And most of them would tell you, I've talked to Keith a million times. And he's like, yeah, it wasn't about money really. It was just something to do, to be honest with you. And you know, the stick-ups were, I have a friend that works in ponchos, so I'm gonna go and stick him up. But he knows that I'm sticking him up. You know, it was that type of thing. So it was young people being young, right, and doing something they thought was fun and cool. It was no question like these boys like to shoot dice, they like to gamble and stuff like that. We kind of touch on that in the film. And really, that was what they used the money for. Like, they had clothes, they had the shoes, they looked like they were doing really well. You know what I mean? Because their parents were okay. So it's more so a story about a group of guys who had a whole lot of talent and they threw it away, just being silly and young, right? And that happens a lot to a lot of people of all races. And that's what we hope. We hope that when young people see this movie, yeah, they'll be entertained, but then they'll also see, like, wow, you know, when you have that talent, you got to take it for what it is, and you got to be careful with it.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
It can be taken from you. And you know, the community was behind them because they knew the boys and they knew their real character. But you know, they got the book thrown at them. So some things you don't, regardless of how talented you are and who you are, if it gets in certain people's hands, you don't have control anymore. And that's kind of what this story is about.
Okay, so a little bit like a cautionary tale. That's awesome.
Yeah, totally.
So tell me, you said when young people see this, when is the release scheduled? Will it be a wide release?
No, we're hoping for a wide release. That's always everybody's hopes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we are independent, but we're getting a lot of looks. So you know, we're gonna just focus on finishing this week out, and the 3 weeks that we've already shot look amazing. Being able to work with people like Charles Dutton, Miss Vivica Fox, Pooch Hall, Reginald C. Hayes has been wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they are who they are. They're super experienced. They're just great people. They're fun to work with, and we all learn something from them. You know what I mean? So that's been just a blessing to be able to work with them in this film. But not only that, like, our local talent from Dallas and Houston and surrounding cities have been amazing too. We got Andre Dean, who graduated from TCU in 2013. He played football. He's been great. Like, watch him.